What is going on? We are live. We are live. Johnny Five is alive. How's everyone doing? Welcome back to Tully Television for your weekly Thursday night Tully Television stream. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you all for liking, subscribing, sharing, commenting, all that beautiful YouTube stuff. Hit all on that bell notification if you have not yet subscribed. If that button is still red, come on, hit that button, hit all on that bell notification, baby. And guess what, guys? Guess what? The goal I set for you guys last week, when we were sitting at 48 subs, and I said, come on, guys, let's get to 50 subs by the new year. We did that. We are at 50 subscribers for Tully Television. And I want to say thank you all for um, subscribing, for watching, for liking, commenting, um, all that beautiful stuff. Without you guys interacting, I would just be some bozo sitting here rambling to the air into nothing. I want to thank everyone from where I started with the channel, with the idea for years of wanting to do YouTube. Um, Not to chase clout or try to use influence to influence people so much. I just wanted to give out information and ideas and thoughts about what I thought about pop culture and entertainment. I was initially thinking when I first was thinking of a channel to do like a reaction channel to things that were going on in the world, and I realized with the state of the world that's in, that probably wasn't a good idea. What's going on, Fernando? Thank you for stopping by. You are uh, always fun to interact with. Always fun to have come by. Uh, we're gonna talk about day one soon. I later. That's Saturday, I think. Um, but I hope everyone's Christmas and the holidays was great. Um, Before I get into showing you something that I got pretty cool for Christmas slash my birthday, I just want to say in the description box down below, I have a link to my bonfire account. Um, I currently have a Spider Man inspired shirt that you can check out along with other shirts on the bonfire account. I also have a coffee mug up that you can check out. No pressures. If you want me to try to do different designs for shirts that I haven't thought of or done, let me know. My social media account links are down below as well if you want to follow me there. And my editor's Facebook account link is down below too. Smokey Bishop, good old Timmy boy. He's been very busy with work, and actually, it was a rough day here at the Tully Television House. We've been dealing with the Cactus 99. It finally struck the Tully Television House. The Cactus has 99 itself all the way in. Thankfully, I have been mostly unaffected. If I have been infected with it, it's been very light. Um, but unfortunately, the missus and the little guy um, are suffering with the symptoms pretty bad for about a week now. So Christmas was pretty much a damper on this year, unfortunately. That's why we didn't really do Christmas family photos or anything because my two guys were up in the bed uh, pretty bad with the Cactus 99. And so that's, like I said, put a damper on Christmas, and it's going to kind of put a little bit of a damper on New Year's Eve tomorrow. Um, we wanted to try to like make the best out of the holiday week, but I've just been trying to stay downstairs as they've been upstairs, and I've been uh, bringing them up waters and juices and stuff and their meals. Wearing face masks when interacting with each other. Um, I'm still like I'm starting to feel like these. I mean, I wear the mask to make other people feel comfortable to that degree. But I don't want to get into any of that. That's not what this channel is about. I just yeah, I've just been dealing with that. The missus and the little guy with the Cactus 99, and just been trying to help him out as much as I can with making sure they're staying hydrated, keeping an eye on their fevers with the missus and stuff like that. So that's where we're at with that. But the first thing I kind of want to talk about before we get into some of the other year end roundup stuff I want to do is the missus did get me one of the most awesome Christmas gifts around, and I love her, man. She has really been my rock and has been there for me for so long now, 8 years. A lot of ups and downs, a lot of ups and downs. It hasn't always been rainbows and marshmallows and hot chocolate near the fireplace. But whatever comes our way, we have made our way through it, and I'm so grateful that of that. And yeah, so these awesome things, despite what Kevin Smith had did with the He-Man series this year on Netflix, I have remained a true blue He-Man fan. And the missus, knowing that, has got me this set of Master of the Universe micro figures. They're official. Mattel has put them out. And what the great part about these gifts is, and I don't even care that I rat on it, in a way. Dollar store. A fucking dollar store, bro. Dollar Tree? You wouldn't think. You wouldn't think the Dollar Tree would have dope little prizes like this, dope little gifts like this. And I'm someone who, you spend a dollar on me, you spend $100 on me, you spend $1,000 on me. It's all unnecessary. Just show me that you love me and let me know that you want to be with me, as a family or, like in your life or whatever. And that's great enough. But so it came in a set of five, and they were each individually packaged. So we're gonna start, of course, with the big man here, He-Man, and that's looking so dope. The action pose. He's getting ready to use the sword, the power sword, to attack an enemy. And then we have Man at Arms, ready to fight off the forces of Skeletor with his mace. We got one of my personal favorite characters of He-Man, Orko. I think that's pretty cool. Now you can't really. They try to make it as if he's levitating, because in the show he levitates around and stuff like that. So I think they did a pretty good job with that. It comes on these little stands there. That's the backs just look like this. You know, Now that, like I said, it's a set of five, so they only did three good guys. So now we get into the villains. Skeletor, one of my favorite villains of all time. The look of him the color scheme, what he was able to do, all awesome. And yeah, so that looks pretty cool. This is my favorite out of the two villains that they have. And Merman here. Now, Merman was a surprising choice that they went with because usually it's Evil Lyn that and Beastman. That's his right hand man, so to speak. But yeah, Merman. So, like I said, it came in a set of five. I'm gonna get them all together here and give you one last lookaroo. Hope I don't drop any of these. So, dun, 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 dun. And if you can't find them on in your local Dollar Tree, because the missus said they went pretty quick, that she barely got the uh, last of them herself. They are selling the set on eBay. Um, they average about $20, even though they come from the Dollar Tree. They're gonna hit you with shipping and what have you. But if you're interested in getting that set, I've only come across them now on eBay, and because I wanted to see, we wasn't sure initially if there was any more to the set. So I did some researching on it, and come to find out that was only a set of five anyway, so we didn't miss any. And that if people want to buy the set, they can try to again look in their local Dollar Tree or start getting them off of eBay or something like that. But yeah, I want to also say that I have some ideas, new ideas that I want, with the old ideas I want to try to um, do here for the channel in the upcoming year. I would like to um, I kind of started figuring out how to do the Zoom thing. It's probably going to sound like a boomer at this point, uh, even though I'm officially Generation X, Gen X, and so I figured out how to start doing these Zoom meetings, how to start doing the recording off of them, and so that's setting me up to think about having some new guest also with my old guest on Tully Television. Have some prospects of possible guests. A couple people seem like they would be willing to give it a go and see how it goes, and you know, and see if it works out. To that degree, if the collaboration is something they would like to keep doing or not, along with the people that I normally have on the show. The only thing that's really been stopping me lately, and I know I've mentioned this before, is trying to get a camera around when my taxes come in, so I can kind of buy a new camera, because the video camera I had, uh, wound up shit in the bed, for the lack of a better term, on me, and I can't figure out how to fix it. So that's kind of why I haven't really had like Jordan on, or um, Chrissy on certain videos lately. It's not that I don't want to make content with them, or what have you, but with the laptop, that's how I've been recording the last few videos that I've been making and doing the streams on, and it's kind of hard to set that up to have like actual physical person here. Um, that's why I'm trying to reinvest into a new camera, so then I can have that going on as well, uh, where I can have the space and the ability to have my guest and I on. If it's a live guest, that's why in the meantime I was trying to figure out how to do the Zoom thing. And if you caught my Spider Man movie review, that's how I wound up doing it with Tim, Smokey Bishop. We both met up and did a Zoom call and recorded it. He was able to do his magic on it, and then just we were able to upload it. Spider Man though, over $1 billion, $1.1 billion at the moment. I think that movie did its thing this year, and I really had a great feeling about that movie, and I'm glad that it's doing as well as it is. Um, but yeah, day one. Let's get into day one for the WWE. Um, I think that another thing I want to try to start doing for the new year is concentrating a little bit more on wrestling, and maybe what I'll do with the wrestling videos I want to do, maybe I'll take the lead on that and try to learn how to do the editing software that I downloaded to do the wrestling videos, and then send like the movie and comic book videos to Tim Still, because I really like how he does those. He does really good timing on the videos and stuff like that, and I just feel bad that um, he has to rely on this job that he has because you know it's just really hard to do it on your own. Um, in a degree, so it's that's why I hope one day I can get to the point of having advertisers for this channel, getting us to a higher subscriber count, getting us more watch time, so Tully Television can become his primary job, and he doesn't have to worry about um, dealing with hassles like we all have to do at some point. The regular Joe Schmoes at regular Joe Schmo jobs, we all know how that is. You know, we're all not, not having. That's why it's funny when I hear celebrities talk about trying to be self aware and stuff. I will just do it. And it's easier said than done, especially when you have personal chefs, personal trainers, personal surgeons, personal doctors, this, that, the other thing, that concentrating just on you. Um, Sometimes people are not lazy. Sometimes people are not this or that you think. It's I like to see some of these celebrities live a real life because I think a lot of them have not led a real life in quite a number of years. But I digress. So that's where I'm thinking about improving my skill set with editing, and at least with the wrestling, I can kind of um, start with that. You know what I mean? Um, but yeah, so the first thing that WWE is going to be doing this year or in 2022 is a day one pay per view, and they have some matches set up. I think they have Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns. There's a Big E, Kevin Owens, Seth Rollins, and Bobby Lashley a fight for the WWE title. There's the New Day versus the Usos. Um, Becky Lynch versus who is it that she was fighting recently? Becky Lynch. I don't know why I'm blanking on this. Who is she feuding with? Becky Lynch. Ah, shit, I can't remember who she's feuding with. But Becky Lynch is going to be fighting. And Charlotte Flair, she's the SmackDown Women's title holder. And she was Liv Morgan. Thank you, Fernando. I don't know why I fucking blanked on that. And I was raving about Liv Morgan last week. Um, yeah, so Becky Lynch and Liv Morgan. Uh, Tony Storm, I think, was lined up for a title shot against Charlotte Flair, but Tony Storm had basically asked for her release from the WWE, either like within the last 24 hours. And yeah, Tony Storm is done with the WWE now, and she can pretty much go to AEW or Ring of Honor, something like that, Impact Wrestling. But I think AEW would be a good choice for her, but that leads into them again with they only have WWE guys wrestling with them. Or, so I'm very stuffy, guys. I don't mean to keep snoring here. Um, but I think with the state of that women's division, they definitely need more women like Tony Storm in it. Um, Tony Storm was the one of the few wrestlers so far to appear on NXT UK, NXT, and the main roster. And I think that them letting her go was very poor. It was very poor choice. How they were handling her on the main roster was kind of. They seem to mishandle a lot of wrestlers up on the main roster. Like, I love Vince McMahon. I'll always love and appreciate what the McMahons have done for the wrestling business. Um, but a lot of people also said that as much as Vince helped the wrestling company, he's also the reason why it got to the state it did. Uh, people like Vince Russo kind of making it more like uh, they took away. Vince eventually hired people like Kevin Dunn, um, these type of people to really screwed up because they wanted to move away from make it uh, like basically calling it out on yourself that it's everything was fake and this and that. Um, I don't know if that was always a good choice on their end because there's a lot of people who believed it, and it doesn't mean that you're a dummy for believing wrestling is real. I just think that you want to um, suspend the disbelief. I mean, I remember, I mean, yes, you want to add a little bit of realism to the wrestling, okay? But I remember being 12 and 13 myself, and maybe it was because I was exposed to violence at an early age, being a victim of violence at an early age. Um, Watching two grown men the sizes of they were fighting each other, I was like, I've never seen anyone hit each other like that. I've never seen anyone fight each other like that. I was like, why are they fighting like that? Where they pull back the punch and and then they like, like Why are they always stomping when they're hitting? you know, why are they always slapping their leg when they're kicking? These little things eventually led me to understand, like, oh, okay, okay. It's a predetermined winner. Uh, they know what they're going to do to each other. Um, they kind of talk about it beforehand. Like, for those of you not familiar with the wrestling world, say Fernando and I are going to have a match, and we've been in the same company for years, and we've had matches before, let's say, so we have a general idea of what we're going to do, what spots work, what spots don't work, what can we do to make it look better, make it look cooler. Um, there's workers that will say, at this point, really punch me, like don't hold back because I want it to look really good, or if you're going to power bomb me, add a little extra to it so it looks better. So sometimes you can still get hurt with these things because you want to get close to the edge as possible of making it look real without really trying to hurt your coworker, so to speak. Um, and there's wrestlers that probably never liked each other and never will, and were really stiff with each other in the ring, and that's okay. That makes it better, comes out better anyway. Because it's realer, the animosity is realer. That's why the story with Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels was so compelling because they really did not like each other. But I remember my brother Kyle when he was young. He got into the wrestling because of watching Fernando and I watching wrestling growing up and stuff like that. And him and I would do our little wrestling matches and stuff. Uh, I was about hell shoot. I was in my early 20s. When he was like 3 to 4 or 5. Um, and he loved Stone Cold Steve Austin. Man, he loved Stone Cold. And anytime Steve Austin would lose, he would flip his shit. And one day, The Rock and Stone Cold were fighting each other, and Stone Cold lost, and um, like we finally had to kind of like explain it to him, like it's okay. Stone Cold allowed himself to lose because next time he's gonna win now. The Rock is gonna let him win next time, and I was like, "What are you? They're friends?" And we had to be like, "Yes, they're pretending. They're acting. They're pretending to not like each other." And it's for TV. But when the TV is not on, they like each other. And Kyle even turned around. He was like, they even have Steve Weisers together." And we were all like, "Yes, yes, they even have Steve Weisers together." Um, which I don't know if they were really close like that. I don't think they were close like that, but they had a respect for each other. But to get into all the nuance with a 5-year-old at the time would just be, he's already getting his mind blown, that it's a predetermined show. So yes, it's a predetermined show. I don't care if it makes me look like a big man child watching it. I love professional wrestling, and you know, WWE has always been uh, my go-to. Um, I loved WCW back in the day too, and ECW. As far as AEW is concerned, I'll be honest with you, I haven't really watched too much of AEW. I've watched clips here and there. I was pretty pumped when CM Punk showed back up. I was pretty pumped to see Adam Cole and Daniel Bryanson make their appearances there. I think one of the best highlights AEW has is a is Chris Jericho becoming the new the first AEW champion. So I think that was a pretty good start for them, having Chris Jericho be the first title holder, and that whole promo he did with the title and just pretty much giving himself the interview and walking in the back and making everyone aware of where they're going to stand on the hierarchy, and finishes it off with a little bit of the bubbly. Great content there, great skits there, but what's really holding me back from watching AEW is really three wrestlers, and it's pretty much the reason why I don't want to watch AEW, because I think that these three guys are. Oh, excuse me. I think these three guys are really not worth my time, and that's Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks. And the Young Bucks, I don't take as a formidable threat in the ring. It looks like I can beat them up in a way if I could get my hands on them. Um, they do too much of the flippy doodah shit. They make it too unbelievable for me. Okay. A lot of people think that they're the best tag team in the world ever. I don't think they even cracked the top 50 if I really think about it. Um, between the Midnight Express, the Rock and Roll Express, uh, the New Age Outlaws, the Brainbusters, there are so many tag teams ahead of them that the Hart Foundation, there's so many tag teams that set the stage that for them to believe that they were the best tag team, I don't know. I don't know. That's just me. And Kenny Omega, um, good look to him. I'm not gonna lie, but getting too much of the overdoing it. They don't have. I don't think that the three of them have any real in-ring psychology that I can believe that there's any real type of stakes. And what really throws me off with Kenny Omega is sissy boy slap fights. Okay. Now I'm going to explain to you, for those of you who are unaware of the connection of Kenny Omega and sissy boy slap fights. Okay. There's this video on YouTube that you can look called Sissy Boy. Um, excuse me, Sissy Boy slap fights. All right, and uh, really really interesting stuff. Because it's kind of like, hold on, I'm gonna see if. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. We're gonna see something. If I can do it, if I can figure out how to do it. If not, then forget it. Let's see, create a poll, custom emojis. Darn, I don't think I can. No, no, no. No, I don't, all right. I don't think I can do what I was thinking about doing, because I can't really find the thing to do the thing. But all right, this is what I'll do. Let's see. Boys, Oh man. And I was going to say Jim Cornette. Uh, Kenny Omega also wrestled the 9-year-old girl, which was like a really weird uh, scenario. I don't know why you would wrestle a 9-year-old girl. There's also a wrestler that wrestled a sex doll, and then you wonder why people think that wrestling is stupid. And I'm gonna put the sissy boy slap fights here in the chat for those of you who want to take a look at that. And basically, what this video entails, it's supposed it looks like a black and white art house type of video, and it's a bunch of grown men half nude slapping each other pretty much the whole um, video, and slapping each other in like most feminine way you could possibly be slapping somebody. And I don't know what the message is behind this video or what was trying to be shown, or what uh, everyone was trying to, you know, I don't know what for me. And if you want to be a world champion, which he's not at the moment, Cowboy Adam Page beat him for the title a couple weeks back. But yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't want when I think of a world champion. Um, when I think of someone who is leading the way for their company, I envision someone else that's not necessarily doing something called sissy boy slap fights. That's just not for me, my guy. You know what I mean? Just not for me. And that's okay if it's for you. If you like sissy boy slap fights, more power to you. You know, for me, I'm just really not into that whole whatever it is they're doing there. Um, but yeah, that's as far as WWE Day One is concerned. I might do a video on that the next day to just to do a video on that and see how I do with that, because I still have some videos for Tim to go through and do, and so that's going to be that for the time being. Um, Now I'm going to do some roundup for the movies that I've seen and some movies that I did well over the year. And then I'm going to do some that really did not do too good. And then I'm going to talk about some movies that are coming out in 2022, um, and give you my quick thoughts on that. Uh, a movie that I had heard about that was really good, and I've yet to seen it. Uh, I have yet to see it, but the premise sounds really amazing. The story sounds like holy moly, and Judas and the Black Messiah. Now, this movie is about an FBI agent infiltrating the Black Panther party back in the day and the attempted assassination of Fred Hampton, the leader of the Black Panther chapter that was being infiltrated. Um, I heard great things about this movie, and I've yet to check it out. So when I do, I'll let you guys know how I think what I think about it. Um, Next movie that came out early in the year, the family and I loved. Uh, The Mitchells versus the Machines. It's about a family driving their daughter, the eldest child, to college. There happens to be a rebellion that happens, and they're the ones that pretty much save the day. Great movie. Check it out. The Mitchells versus the Machines. Another great movie that was great for the family, Tom and Jerry. I really liked it. It was on HBO Max. Uh, Partial live action, partial animation. A little silly in some regards, but it is a child's movie, so I'm not gonna really give it a critical eye like I would do like an MCU movie or another movie that was like, say, Dune or something like that. Speaking of Dune, excellent movie. Excellent movie. I've yet to do a movie review on Dune, but great cast, great acting, um, and this is from coming from someone who, looking at the initial Dune stuff, found it to be cheesy looking and didn't even want to bother watching it. This looks spectacular, and I watched it, and I cannot wait for the second part to come out. Um, I didn't get to see this, but the wife says it was good. She watched it with our son, The Quiet Place 2 or A Quiet Place 2. She gave that good reviews. It did good. It did well in the numbers as well. So go check that out. Mortal Kombat. I liked that movie a lot, and yes, maybe there were some parts that were a little wonky in it, but I think they did really well on this, and I really hope that they continue this as a franchise. I think it's a good start of a franchise. The Suicide Squad, another great movie, better than I was expecting it to be. Uh, this is what the first Suicide Squad movie should have been. Uh, but it was so junky and wonky that it lost a lot of the story, and then it just took you out of it. And let's not get into the Jared Leto Joker. Uh, if you're interested in seeing um, Jordan and I thought on that, you're gonna look for the Suicide Squad movie review that we did. I'll add a link to that in the chat before I wrap up for the night. Um, Don't Look Up. That was one of the last new movies I've seen for the year. Don't Look Up with Leonardo DiCaprio, Jennifer Lawrence, Jonah Hill, Meryl Streep. Um, the critics weren't big on this movie. Uh, some of the audience wasn't big on this movie. Um, so you can definitely tell there was a couple of characters that were spoofing from the Trump administration, and I think from the Biden administration. And um, the title "Don't Look Up." It's basically, it was a movie on two astronomers that found a planet-sized asteroid coming to Earth, and then they were trying to um, destroy it in space. But then they realized the U.S. government realized it can make trillions of dollars, and then they tried to blow it up into little pieces to mine and then bring the pieces down to Earth, but they fucked it up, and the planet ended up getting destroyed. Now, and part of the gimmick was Meryl Streep as the president telling people don't look up in the sky, because then they would see the truth that there was a comet coming. And I think that's a double meaning in today's world, that politics and news media don't want you to look up from the screen. They want you to keep being distracted between what's going on with politics. And the person who made this movie was saying that it was a movie um, based on global warming, but why an asteroid then? And an asteroid has nothing to do with global warming. It's just an asteroid indiscriminately coming to Earth that has nothing to do with global warming. What I think is a better explanation of this movie is that on the right and on the left, there's extremes on both sides, and I find it stupid to say you're liberal or conservative because no one is 100% liberal, no one is 100% conservative. I have conservative views on things, but I also have liberal views on things. And that doesn't make me a bad person, it just makes me a person with life experience. And that movie is a perfect mirror for today's world because no one wants you looking up and seeing what they're doing in the government. Hey, did you see Clifford the Big Red Dog? No, no, no. I have to say I didn't. Um, I'd be interested in seeing how that works out because I kind of do like those movies a little bit. Like Paddington Bear, I thought that was a cute movie when it came out. Um, Peter Rabbit, Peter Rabbit was pretty good. Um, so I would be interested in seeing Clifford the Big Red Dog. I think that would be pretty cool to check out. Did you see it? Was it good? Oh, excuse me. So yeah, don't look up. Check that out. Spider-Man: No Way Home. That's going to be the best movie of the year as far as financial money making is concerned. Sony might make $1 billion profit off of this movie. Raya and the Last Dragon, that was great in a way. Like I liked the animation. I liked the story. I liked that there was real stakes in the movie. The fighting was good. Not the best Disney movie around, but certainly up there. Certainly worth the watch. I liked how they drew their dragons. I prefer the big lizard-looking dragons, but the way they did their dragons was pretty good. You have to do it cute for a Disney movie anyway. You don't want to scare the children off. The children's. You don't want to scare the children's. Free Guy. Free Guy with Ryan Reynolds. That was pretty good. That was pretty good. I want to say we've seen that in the theater, but maybe not. Maybe we just seen that in on HBO Max. Venom: Let There Be Carnage was well received. Um, F9. I didn't see F9. But again, the missus and the son seen F9. They liked it, and it did pretty fucking well in the movie theaters. It was hilarious. Okay, I really have to check it out now. I really have to check that out. Maybe we'll me and the fam will watch that this weekend. Um, Malignant, the horror movie Malignant. I thought that was such a fucking spectacular horror movie of the year. And all right, my last favorite movie that I can think of, and there's probably other movies I can't really think of. Oh, I can think of one more before I get into this last one. The Many Saints of Newark. Uh, the town Newark from Newark, New Jersey. It was a prequel movie of how Tony Soprano was growing up, and I liked how James Gandolfini's son played him, Tony Soprano, in this prequel movie, and he very much reminds me of James Gandolfini. Obviously, it's his son, biological son, but the looks, the mannerisms, he really did an excellent job um, with that. I'm gonna get to that. I'm gonna get to that new Matrix one in a minute. The last movie I enjoyed, and I'm gonna put this on a. I enjoyed this movie, but a lot of people didn't enjoy this movie, but I did in a sense, and I get where the problems were in the movie, and I definitely enjoyed the first one better. The first one was definitely better. Wonder Woman 84. Wonder Woman, the first one, excellent origin story. Could show that a woman led superhero movie can make $1 billion when done right. That you can invest into this character. And Gal Gadot, perfect Wonder Woman. I mean, Ms. Israel, she is dreamy. Okay, she's a dreamy looking woman. Could probably be very understandable how you could be like, yeah, Wonder Woman, how you doing? Can I? What can I do for you? Yeah, yeah, whatever it is, yes. um, Wonder Woman 84 was uh, fun, and I enjoyed it, but there were a couple things in it that I can understand why people didn't like it. The whole Steve Trevor taking over that guy's body, but uh, Wonder Woman still being physical and not taking that man's consent into consideration. You know, Wonder Woman was a rapist. She raped him. It's crazy. No, and Pedro Pascal and that whole wishing stone and the cheetah fight near the end was kind of a little dark and not fully detailed. Yeah. Yeah, do what you need to do, buddy. My little guy came down for his snack and such. Uh, Usually, good old dad gets the snacks, but he'll have to get his own snack tonight. um, yeah, I can understand why Wonder Woman 84 was an okay movie for people, but I really enjoyed it. The missus and I enjoyed ourselves with that. We both understood where the problems were, but you know, it happens. This is going to be the couple of movies I thought were considered flops due to their performance in the movie theater, and not so much. And I'm almost finished up here, son. If you can't find anything, I'll help you out in a little bit. All right. Um, the Last Duel with Adam Driver and Matt Damon. I didn't do too hot. That kind of seemed to have gotten some people pissed off. And basically, it's a story set in the medieval days, and uh, Matt Damon's wife uh, said she was raped, but then uh, Adam Driver said that it was consensual. It leads into a lot of different layers into uh, people's perceptions of stuff, and uh, but however you crank it out, it didn't really do too well. West Side Story, the remake of West Side Story. You would think that Steven Spielberg alone would make money, but not with when you're trying to do woke stories or try to make people feel stupid about certain things. Like he didn't want to add English subtitles because um, it takes away from the Spanish being spoken, and it's like it was dumb. A lot of these uh, messages that are trying to be portrayed are a little silly, and I think it affected the outcome of people showing up for this movie. Why? When you have an English speaking country for the most part, and that doesn't mean that you're not allowed to speak your home language in America. You can speak, for me, you can speak whatever language you want to speak. I don't really care. If you're trying to converse with me and you don't know English, um, just as much as someone says they don't have to learn English for me, well, I don't necessarily need to learn that language for you. You know what I mean? Um, but if you're coming into a primarily English speaking country and you want to make your money off of a primarily English speaking country, you might want to add some English into the movie, or at least some subtitles to help us see where this story is going and see these characteristics of these characters that you're trying to make us uh, be involved with. You know what I mean? It's just me. If I moved to France, I would expect people would expect me to know Parisian, right? To speak French. If I moved to Japan, people would expect me to know Japanese. It's only the right thing to do. If you're going into someone else's country, respect their culture. You know what I mean? Respect their history. Another disappointment for me with certain things in this movie, and it didn't like it made money. It made money, but there's a lot of disappointment with this movie, and it was just ill timed when it came out. Black Widow. I liked Black Widow for the most part. I really did. But the whole Taskmaster and the other villain. Uh, oh, you can't kill me because I have pheromones that you cannot kill me. Fucking stupid. Okay? Fucking stupid. And then the Taskmaster is the daughter of him, and she got caught in the explosion and half her face was fucking blown off, but he's walking around fine, not scarred at all. Fucking stupid, 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 fucking dumb. Okay? And almost everything else about Black Widow was great. The Red Guardian, Yelena Belova. I even kind of liked Rachel Weisz's character a little bit, the Iron Maiden. Um, yeah. And then, how the fuck did that guy get a hands on a Quinjet near the end? I'd love to fucking find that out. Space Jam 2, another disappointing outing. And it didn't have to be like Michael Jordan's Space Jam exactly, but I don't know. I think LeBron should just stay on the court and do that. I'm not big on the acting or anything. I'm not big on his political. Just I'm not gonna say shut up and dribble. I'm just gonna say maybe basketball is just the thing that you should concentrate on a little bit more than, or at least practice acting a little bit more and what have you. Um, the Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard was a sequel. I think this was a sequel off of a Ryan Reynolds and Samuel Jackson movie from a couple years ago, and the name itself is fucking stupid. I think it looked stupid, in a sense. It had nothing for me to really want to go see that movie, and which was a disappointment for me because I like both Samuel Jackson and Ryan Reynolds. And then the last disappointment for me, The Matrix. The Matrix, man, was good in some areas, but then so obvious what they were doing in other areas, and I'm a little conflicted about this because I was a Matrix fan for when they first came out. Of course, the law of diminishing returns means that the more you do something that was popular at first, the less people are going to be infatuated with it and like it. Um, I can jump off a 20 story building, right? And be able to just land on my feet. But if I have the same 20 people watching me do it 100 times, by the 100th time, they're going to be like, it's cool that you can do that, but like, all right, I've seen it. I've seen you do it already like 100 times now. And, so think about it even as far as a crackhead is concerned. That first hit of crack is the best hit of crack a crackhead is ever going to crack, okay? But by the 100th crack and the 1,000th crack rock and the 10,000th, it's all of them chasing that first crack rock hit, all right? And it's not going to be the same. This was like that in a way. It was cool to see some of uh, to see the couple characters come back, like Neo and Trinity. Um, they said that when the Matrix rebooted, they kept uh, Neo and Trinity alive because they realized with that Neo isn't the one. Him and Trinity together are the one. Okay, and that their pain and misery gives out more energy for them than how the Matrix was designed before. Um, so these newer people find Neo again and wake him up again, and then they're able to track down Trinity and wake her up again but she almost didn't wake up, but she woke up, and um, then at the end they do this whole big fight scene and they approach Neil Patrick Harris's character because he's the main villain of the movie, and he kept just like dragging Trinity down, like, "Oh, like you can't curb your bitch here," and this and that. It's like, all right, yeah, we get it. Talking trash to a woman isn't really like cool, or uh, do we really need this message in a movie in 2021? Do we really need to tell people that telling a woman to curb herself and uh, tell you woman to shut up and get in the kitchen? We all know that that's not really how it goes anymore. I think 90% of people understand that a woman can do things. Different races of people can do things. People of different religious beliefs can do. We can all do the same thing. You know what I mean? And I get that wasn't always even. It wasn't always equal. Um, and I acknowledge that. But at the same time, if you're telling me things have not been better in even the last 10 or 20 years with things, it's I don't know. almost 20 years ago, 25 years ago, um, people who were gay were not able to get married, and now it's a nationwide thing. It's pretty well accepted. Like, yeah, all right, yeah, you should be just as miserable as a straight person is in marriage. um, it's not. I think most people realize, because they want to try to say cis white gender males are running this country and holding everyone back, and we're anti Semites and Klansmen and stuff, and white privilege that, white privilege this, and um, I get that there's certain things I don't have to worry about being white, but there's certain things black people don't have to worry about either because of being black, and there's certain things women don't have to worry about because of their being woman. There's certain things men don't have to worry about because they're men. There's certain things that Muslims can do because they're Muslims, and so forth and so on. And to think that that it's only white people who have privilege in certain situations is a silly concept these days. But I get what the message of this Matrix Resurrections movie was supposed to be. It's supposed to show that there's no binary choice. There is nuance to things. Um, People can work together. Everybody can contribute something to society that's positive. And I agree with that. I agree that the middle aged, chubby white guy and the young black woman and the transgender male uh, down the road and um, the Asian man, the Korean man, 3 blocks over, we all have valid ideas and thoughts and life experience that we can add into life. And I think that most people can agree with that. And I think that if we can stop listening to uh, mainstream media for a little while, if we can take a break from that, take a break from these groups that have obvious agendas and obvious reasons to lie, and we listen to each other instead, because the news people, people in politics, man, they don't really know how the normal person lives, okay? And they're not out for you, they're not out for you. They're out for themselves, their own pockets, and they're using the division to line their pockets even higher and fatter, and we're the ones losing out. We're the ones losing out. Um, the Matrix, I think, visually was excellent. Looks great. The story, the only thing that really saved this movie for me was Keanu Reeves, man. I can't hate on Keanu Reeves on any day, man. I love that man. He's such a wonderful, wonderful dude. I think anyway. And I don't really think too much of the celebrities as it is. But even though I was just saying, don't let mainstream media and these celebrities and politicians tell you how to feel. But certain ones you can certainly feel like can relate maybe to the everyday man, even though they may not have everyday man problems. I think you can come across a handful of celebrities that are genuine, and he's one of them. Um, but yeah, for me, he was the only saving grace out of the movie. He's the only reason why I'm adding a higher score than I want to for the Matrix. I'm gonna give The Matrix like a 6 out of 10. Um, it's worth watching if you've been a fan of the Matrix movies, but and how they explained Morpheus coming back, the way he looks was like, oh man, come on, why don't you just ask for Lawrence Fishburne to come back? I don't get that. I don't get that at all. But before I wrap it up, I'm just going to give a list of movies that are coming out that seemed interesting to me, that I came across earlier, and MCU show also. A lot of these MCU um, and Disney stuff and DC, so bear with me here. Doctor Strange, and this is stuff that I'm looking forward to. All right, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. I think that's going to do well, but I don't think that's going to do $1 billion well. I think that'll bring in $700-800 million around that. Um, Thor: Love and Thunder. I think that's going to do better than Doctor Strange, and I'm really waiting for that one because we're getting Gore the God Butcher there. And with Venom now in the MCU and the multiverse open, we can expect Null to maybe show up too because Gore the God Butcher uses a necromancer sword, I think it's called, that belongs to Null, the king of symbiotes. Guardians of the Galaxy 3. I'm hearing some things that Star Fox might be in it, might revolve around Rocket's origin. Uh, Adam Warlock might be in that, so that's shaping up to sound pretty cool. Spider Man Into the Spider Verse 2 looks awesome. I can't wait for that. The Batman movie with Robert Pattinson looks really decent. Lightyear. Now, it's a Buzz Lightyear movie, but how they're doing it is in the Toy Story movie, the toy is based off of a movie. So that's why Andy wanted the toy, the Buzz Lightyear toy. But in the movie of Toy Story, there's a movie called Lightyear that Andy went to go see to then want the toy of Buzz Lightyear, and that's what that is. Django and Zorro. That sounds pretty interesting. Morbius looks good. I can't wait for that. Black Adam with The Rock. I'm hoping that comes out next year. That looks really good. Flash, they're doing the Flashpoint movie. I'm very leery on this movie, but I'm going to still watch it and see how it goes. Roger Rabbit 2? Who filmed Roger Rabbit 2? I don't know if that's really coming out or not, but holy moly, you know? Scream 5? The Last Scream, maybe. And Sonic the Hedgehog 2. And the MCU show that I'm looking forward to is Moon Knight. I'm a big Moon Knight fan. That's going to have Oscar Wilde in it. And really like to see how that's going to turn out. And yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to in 2022. There's probably a lot of movies that are coming out that I have yet to hear or know about yet. So She-Hulk 2 might be coming out next year. That show Echo might be next year too. I'm not too sure, but either way, those are some of the things I'm looking forward to, and I hope that with the success of Spider-Man, I'm hoping that these movie companies can realize that they don't need to really necessarily have a woke agenda to push in every movie. Even the whole thing with the Ghostbusters 2016, where the directors met, that's not going to go into the Ultimate Fan Pack. DVD set when Afterlife is released on DVD. Um, they finally added it as a digital download, but no one wanted that movie. He even made people feel stupid for not liking the movie, calling the misogynistic Paul Fiji or whatever his name is, the director, and he even made it a point to say that this Ghostbusters 2016 was not even in the same universe as the original two Ghostbusters. So why even make a problem? You know what I mean? You made fun of the people who didn't like it, called them names, and it wasn't even a follow up to any of the first two Ghostbusters movies anyway. So I don't know why it would bother you then it not being included into. You want it to be so. I'm gonna make a ladies Ghostbusters, and it's not because of it being with ladies. It's because you forced something down someone's throat that a lot of people didn't like, and you know, I just find it stupid to that. Like, I'm allowed to not like something, and it doesn't make me a racist or a misogynistic person for not liking it. Um, you know, just make your own stuff. Make your own stuff. There's no reason to gender swap or race swap things unless it makes sense. The Miles Morales change in the Ultimate Universe, that actually was successful. Okay, um, because Miles Morales wound up being a well-written character, and that's what really matters: is how good is the motivation behind the character, whether it be a villain or a hero. It's not. It's if someone is doing something like, man, I have like if I'm hanging around a bunch of friends, I'm not saying because I'm straight, I'm like this, and it's like me being straight doesn't mean anything to saving lives. You know what I mean? You could be gay or straight or anywhere in between to be able to be a hero. You can be white or black and anywhere in between, and you can be a hero. Um, and so forth and so on. So no one has ever. I don't ever get like where the non-inclusionary thing was has been coming from. Like the X-Men comics were about inclusion, especially from the 1970s on. Um, why was there a black man in the first two Ghostbusters movies? Why? You know how many women and people of color or people of different religious backgrounds have become famous? You know, like Seth Rogen and Sarah Silverman blaming anti Semites for Santa Inc. not succeeding. It wasn't because of anti Semites, because if there was anti Semites the way they were saying, they would never have had a career in the first place. Seth Rogen would not have become rich off of being a movie actor. Same thing with Sarah Silverman. She would have never become rich if uh, just because she's a Jewish comedian. Like, they're Jewish and they still became rich and famous. Like, so where's all these anti Semites and where were all the fans of Santa Inc. coming to defend the movie? They were nowhere to be found. Santa Inc. sucked, not because anti Semites said they sucked, it's because the movies the show sucked, okay? And The Rise of Skywalker sucked because Ray, the character Ray, sucked, okay? And You can't be the bestest ever without ever getting trained for anything. I'm not going to be able to walk into a fucking rocket ship and know how to ride a fucking rocket ship, man, without training. I'm gonna fucking blow everyone up in the fucking rocket ship, including myself. You know what I mean? But she can fucking hop in the Millennium Falcon, never fucking leaving the planet, never fucking driving a fucking spacecraft, and she knows how to do it flipping around and this and that. Give me a break. Even with the Force, Luke was still fucky with it. Okay, he still was even um he lost his hand. Uh he couldn't reconnect with his father until near the end. Okay, and it just she's better than Kylo Ren. She's better than Luke Skywalker. Luke Skywalker would have never tried to kill his nephew just because he had a feeling. He spent 3 fucking movies trying to redeem his father, and he's not going to try to redeem his nephew? Give me a break. Luke Skywalker would have never attempted to kill his nephew that he convinced his sister take him in to train him. And he's just, oh, I'm going to now just kill him. No. No, not when he spent all those years trying to redeem his father. And then the first hint of a dark side and Kylo Ren, he's going to kill him. Makes no fucking sense. No sense, man. These movies make no sense. Okay. And if it was better written, maybe people would have accepted Rey into the Star Wars legacy a little bit more. Luke Skywalker is not a quitter. You're telling me he spent all these years fighting against the Empire, um, and then one bad day, and he goes running away and spends decades in hiding, drinking green milk from a fucking sea slug, sea cow. They wanted to make the man look fucking stupid so the woman can be higher up. And that's not what the Force is about. The Force is about um, creating equality, and you can have a natural knack for something. Okay, if you're a guy who's 7 foot tall and is naturally athletic, and you have a natural aptitude to basketball, you may be better than some other amateurs, but you're not going to be able to beat Michael Jordan, Michael Jordan type of ball player in his prime right off the bat as an amateur. Um, if you had a natural aptitude for basketball and you're in your early 20s and you be considered and you just play blacktop basketball, if you try to go against LeBron James in a one-on-one NBA regulated game, you might get your ass kicked. You just might get your ass kicked because LeBron James is a big, beefy motherfucker, okay? And to see that big 6'7", 270-pound bag of muscles coming running down the court at me trying to defend the hoop, and I'm a big fucking guy myself at, nearly 300 pounds, I would even be like, oh fuck, you're LeBron, oh my god, I'm gonna get crushed. You know what I mean? Because I don't have that skill set. Being able to fucking check him when he comes. I'll try to do my best checking him when he comes, but I don't know how well that's gonna go. You know what I mean? Because I'm not trained in that sort of thing. You know what I mean? I have a general idea how to play basketball, and I'd probably would defend better against someone who's my height and about my size. You know what I mean? But if I'm going against a professional basketball player, I'm not gonna win that one-on-one game. I'm gonna get blown out. It's gonna be if we play to 21, it's gonna be 21-0 in 15 minutes, and then you're not even breaking a sweat, on the other guy's side. So I think that's why people get mad at these movies and like that Rise of Skywalker lost money. Okay. Look at Spider-Man No Way Home. Spider-Man No Way Home wasn't trying to produce any uh message. It wasn't trying to be woke. It wasn't trying to say men are stupid, women are better. This person's type of people are better than that people. It was a fucking action comedy, great looking movie, great acting, well written, and this is why Spider Man is making $1 billion. This is why Dune did so well in the movie theaters and at HBO Max because there's no real message. Now, I'm not saying that there's not room for movies with messages, but for mainstream movies like this, for Ghostbusters, for Avengers, for these type of movies, it leave it for a movie that is for that. Superman doesn't need to be extra woke because what he stands for anyway is wokeness in a sense anyway. He wants equality for everybody. So you don't need to be like Superman is so woke. Like we know now we don't fucking like him because you brought attention to him. It's like when your mother likes something that when you're a teenager and you're really into this new fad and then your parents start doing it, it's like, man, fuck this shit. I don't want to do that no more. Um like if you're a teenage girl these days and you see your mom 50-year-old mom trying to do TikTok challenges, you might be like, oh my god, is that how I look? Do I look that fucking stupid? And that's how I feel when these movies try to perpetrate this very obvious agenda. And I'll even go back to the end of the Matrix movie. We get that, you know, there's going to be a percentage of men who think that a woman should go and her place is in the kitchen and in the bedroom and stuff like that for the men and to serve the man. And if you're a woman and you enter into that type of situation willingly, then that's her choice. But it doesn't make her a bad person. It doesn't make anyone less than. But we all know, we all know that um, at the end of the day, treat others how you want them to treat you. Okay, and that's really the easiest rule. You don't have to understand why someone is doing what they're doing, but if it's not infringing on your rights or anybody else's rights, then it's really time to just let them do whatever it is they want to do. You don't have to understand uh, other people's genders. You don't have to understand other people's thing. You just have to respect them and let them do what they want to do because that's what they feel like they need to do. And that's the least you can do is just be respectful and just let people live the way they want to live if it's not affecting anyone else's liberties. But enough of me ranting and raving like an old man for the last hour and a half. I want to thank everyone for stopping by and hanging out. It really means the world to me. Um, I really have high hopes for 2022. I like to start a few other things going on for 2022, but all in due time. And Um, I just want to really thank you, everyone, for helping Tully Television out, reaching the heights we've gotten to so far. Like I said, we're at 50 subscribers. By this time next year, let's try to get to 100 subscribers. At least 100 subscribers. Come on, we can do it. I know we can do it. You know how we do it? We do it by liking, commenting, sharing, uh, hitting all in that bell notification. All that YouTube stuff helps out. It really does. And I really thank everyone who's been here uh, from whenever you came in on the ride. Thank you. It means so much to me, and I hope that your new year brings you an abundance of health and wealth in many different forms for you and your family. And on that note, I'm going to end and thank you. And until next time, peace, Snookums.